This is National Native News. I'm Antonia Gonzalez. British Columbia is taking steps toward cleaning up an old mine polluting salmon-rich rivers. As Jacob Resnick reports, the Tulsiquat Chief Mine has long been a concern for Tlingit tribes in both Canada and Alaska.
The Canadian mine had developed in the early 20th century, but was abandoned in 1957. John Morris Sr. recalls commercial salmon fishing on the Taku River from the 1940s, when people in Southeast Alaska began to speculate about the mine upstream impacting the fish.
It was later on, like 1957, I think, that somebody finally said, if you go up to the Tulsiquat Chief Mine, you're going to see that holding pond, and it's real orange, and there's a pipe leading out, and it's leaching right into the river.
Morris is a leader with the Douglas Indian Association, a federally recognized tribe in Juneau that's been working to get the mine site cleaned up for decades. Tlingit elders on the other side of the border have been doing the same.
Nothing has really been done. There was attempts to put in a treatment plant, which sort of went sideways. It didn't work.
John Ward is the elected spokesman for the Taku River Tlingit First Nation in Atlan, BC. Earlier this month, BC's ministry responsible for mining put a request for proposals for a private contractor to clean up the site. And that's welcomed by Ward.
They are making some moves now, so that's good news.
The mine's legacy left mineral sulfides exposed to air and water that's been generating acidic runoff for decades. Elders like John Morris said they've waited this long, they'll keep up the pressure.
We don't want to quit. We want to keep pushing to get this done. I'm 78 years old. That was 61 years ago that mine had been shut down and contaminating the Taku. And that is one of the things that I put on my list to hopefully get done before I'm gone.
Governor Bill Walker had written to his counterpart in BC on October 31st, urging the premier to order the full reclamation of the Tulsiquat Chief Mine. Reporting in Juneau, I'm Jacob Resnick.
The Natticoke Lenni Lenape tribal nation in New Jersey has affirmed its status as a state-recognized tribe, ending litigation. The tribe claimed it lost access to grants, business contracts, and had other losses due to efforts by the state to undermine its recognition. A recently settled lawsuit concedes the state recognized the tribe in 1982 and reaffirmed its official status over the decades. The settlement with the state includes $2.4 million in compensation to the tribe. An auction of Native items from the Medford Public Library in Massachusetts is drawing criticism from Native Americans. The library plans to auction off artifacts acquired in the 1800s, which are Pacific Northwest Indian, described as surplus goods in a public notice. An auction house in Boston is scheduled to put them up on December 1st. The Boston Herald reports the North American Indian Center of Boston is calling the auction unconscionable and is questioning if the library has the legal right to auction off the items. The library declined to comment to the newspaper. A California tribe is donating $1 million to victims of the Camp Fire. The Lytton Rancheria tribe and its casino announced last week it was donating to the Tri-Counties Bank Camp Fire Fund. The fund was established recently to help people impacted by the wildfire, which is being called one of the deadliest in California history. The funds will be distributed through local nonprofit groups serving fire victims. Tribal leaders hope the donation can help people recover and rebuild their lives. I'm Antonia Gonzalez.
National Native News is produced at the Annenberg National Native Voice Studios by Kiwanis Broadcast Corporation. Funding is by Odawi Law Group, provider of Indian law solutions, and by the Corporation for Public Broadcasting, with support from the Public Radio Satellite System.
Support by the Craig Newmark Graduate School of Journalism's MA in Social Journalism, rethinking journalism as a community service. Application deadline is December 14th at journalism.cuny.edu. Support by BNSF Railway Company. BNSF honors the commitment of armed forces members and is a top employer for U.S. military veterans, hiring over 9,000 veterans since 2005. More at jobs.bnsf.com.
Native Voice One, the Native American Radio Network.